In a match headlined for the 81 runs that Virat Kohli needs to get to 10,000 ODI runs, it's Jason Holder and the Windies that will be looking to delay the inevitable when the two teams meet at Visakhapatnam for the second of 5 ODIs. Looking ahead to that game on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday, delighted to welcome Ajit Agarkar and Phil Simmons. Gentlemen, we will get your thoughts and your teams in just a bit. Ajit, let me start with you because India have announced their 12. It's the same 12 they announced on the eve of the first ODI again at Guwahati. And the question is there place for a third spinner, or does Kuldeep Yadav come in for Ravindra Jadeja as the second spinner along with 3 seamers? And looking at your team, you certainly bring in Kuldeep back.
Yeah, I mean, if they do play 2 spinners, Kuldeep would be my preferred option. Batting looks in good shape. Both, Rohit and Virat showed what kind of form they are in. Raidu had some useful runs. And Shikhar, in spite of missing out, we know how good he is in one-day cricket. So, put that sort of onus on the 6 batters to get the runs, and we saw what Chahal did in that first game. So Kuldeep, if they play 3 spinners, then Jadeja fits into my 11 in place of a seamer. But if they do play 2, I think with the form that the batters have shown, hopefully they pick Kuldeep because he is a wicket taker, and that could mean they would be chasing a lot less than 322 that they chased in the previous games.
It seemed, just because India won, it seems like we're not having that conversation, Phil, but it's staggering they left Kuldeep Yadav, their best bowler in white ball cricket in 2018 out. I think you and the West Indies batsman were surprised and maybe pleasantly surprised that he didn't feature on the Indian team sheet. He comes back in. Thoughts for Ajit? He comes back in. Thoughts?
I definitely was surprised, and I would be surprised if they left him out tomorrow again, because we know that the ability of the West Indian players where spin is concerned, and he has been a major player for India recently. So I am very surprised that he was left out. And if I'm a West Indian batsman and I see him in the 11 tomorrow, then I would be worried.
Let me come back to the point you made in the first ODI, Ajit, where you said you understand why Kohli would have gone for Jadeja. You're saying the batting looks in good shape. But when India bat first, at times they've fallen short with not enough muscle in the lower middle order. With Jadeja out, Kuldeep Yadav arguably batting 7. Is that a bit of a worry?
I mean, it does make the tail a lot longer than maybe Virat Kohli would ideally like. But like I said previously, they're missing Kedar Jadhav and Hardik Pandya, who could possibly double up as, an all-rounders. Ravindra Jadeja, would he make a huge difference at number 7? He's clearly improved his batting or has had useful contributions recently. But then as a 5th bowler, for me, I don't think on a good pitch, we saw what West Indies did in the last game. And in spite of few soft dismissals, they got to 322. I don't think that will necessarily happen if Kuldeep Yadav plays. So even if you're then defending a lowish total, you still have a wicket taker in your attack instead of Jadeja. So there's no doubt. If your batting is in decent form, you need wicket takers to then help you either restrict the opposition or then even if you're defending a lowish total, guys like Chahal and Kuldeep still make it very, very difficult for the opposition. So you've got to have wicket takers in your attack, and India definitely missed Kuldeep Yadav in the last game. If it's a flat pitch, if there is something in the pitch where the ball is going to grip and turn, then Jadeja becomes a much more dangerous bowler. But for me, as a 5th bowler on a flat pitch, I don't think he plays ahead of Kuldeep.
Okay, do the West Indies need more wicket takers? Phil Simmons, let's have a look at your playing 11 for this ODI. And I am reasonably surprised to see the experienced Kemar Roach out in your team, and what would be a debut cap if Obed McCoy, the left-arm seamer for the St. Lucia Stars, gets a game. You've also added Fabian Allen, who bowled some left-arm spin and can bat in the middle order at the expense of Ashley Nurse, who went for 9 and over in the last game. So that's a lot of inexperience in that team. Phil, why have you picked Fabian Allen and Obed McCoy?
But you see, when I'm looking at it, I would not, O'Shane Thomas, I think that he has to stay and he has to play all the games. Roach, O'Shane Thomas and Holder are similar. They're all looking to mostly come into Kohli and Rohit and whoever else comes after the right-handers. So I'm looking to get the youngster in, or McCoy, because one thing about the 3 bowlers I just called, there's not much change of pace. And I think yesterday needed some sort of change of pace on the flat wicket. Fabian Allen, he can add to the batting too, down at 8. And his bowling, turning away from the right-handers, which India only have 2 left-handers in their top 6. So it's a case where you need to try and get wickets. You cannot keep Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan. You cannot keep them quiet. You need to get them out. So I think Obed going across the right-handers is a choice that I would have, and so too Fabian Allen going away from the right-handers.
That's interesting, Phil, because Ajit, we're looking at that and we're seeing experienced players like Roach and Nurse out. But I like the point Phil makes. You got a left-arm seamer. We know that a left-arm seamer can trouble Rohit Sharma, can trouble Virat Kohli if he gets it right. Even if he's an uncapped player, would you put him in, just looking at Phil's team?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? Whether you want that experienced guy, is the experienced guy doing well enough? We saw what Thomas did last game, looked very impressive. Phil obviously knows a lot better. But if there is a good left armer, there's no doubt against India, you would want to put him in. I mean, whether then it comes at a cost of an experienced bowler is always a tough call for the captain. But a good left arm seamer in the past has troubled India on occasions. So if he is, and plus sometimes we saw some of the unknown sort of batsmen in the West Indies lineup, what they did in the last game when they got going. It could very well be the case with a seamer where India haven't quite seen him. Could actually spring a surprise. So I don't see any reason why not, because I mean, from what we saw in the last game, I don't think any of the bowlers really troubled Indian batsmen at all.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and leave your comments in the comment section below. Click on the bell icon for notifications.